Hey guys, it's me. I'm back this time, not for a review of a basketball game for the first time on this channel in 3 years. As I've been hinting at, I've been wanting to take my channel in a different direction of late, and I did hint in an earlier video that I did, I guess a couple months ago, that I was going to be reviewing a show somewhere down the line. And although the show I'm going to be talking about today isn't the show that I had in mind to be talking about, but since that show has been delayed quite a bit, I started watching this show, and I just made up my mind the other day to start reviewing it. This, by far, was my most anticipated new show of 2016. I just couldn't wait for it. It was right down my alley. For those of you who don't know, I do like other things than just talking about basketball and discussing basketball. As a matter of fact, over these past 3 years, talking about basketball all the time on this channel has driven me a little bit fucking crazy. So I am beyond happy to be talking about something else for the first time in a long time on the channel. So enough of my rambling on. What I'm here for today is to review for you guys the first episode of the new Hulu original limited event series, 11/22/63. Now, if you're not sure what that is a series based on the Stephen King book of the same name, about this English professor who goes back in time to try and prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy. The English professor named Jake Epping is played by Stoner himself, James Franco, which in this role he really surprised me, because this is the first time that I've really seen him do anything serious before. So his performance, to me, at least in this first episode, that was one of the most surprising and most welcoming things for me, was to see kind of this. I equate it to playing a perfect instrument. If James Franco was an instrument, whoever was playing him, metaphorically, was playing him just right. One scene in particular where his best friend in the series, Al, who owns a diner, asks him to meet him at the diner, and once they get there, Al shows him that a specific closet in the diner serves as a time portal into the past. And after James Franco walks through there and he comes back, I really liked the way that he reacted to to him. I really liked the way that he reacted to going back in time. It wasn't too overcooked. I thought that he played that particular scene out very well. He reacted like many of us would react, in that, highly, out of this world situation. If time travel was ever possible. And one of the other things that I loved about the episode is I got this overwhelming sense of as if the past was a living embodiment of an actual, of a person throughout the episode. Because throughout the episode, especially when Jake finally makes up his mind to do this favor for his friend Al and go back into the past, as each scene plays out, no matter what Jake is doing, you feel a sense that someone or something doesn't want him to be there. You feel that he himself doesn't belong. It's like the past is a living organism, and it senses something wrong with it, and it's trying to exterminate it, or it's trying to fix it, or it's trying to prevent it from, in this analogy again, the body getting worse. Which in this analogy would mean the past, or the past changing. In one particular scene where this is, strikingly evident is when Jake is tailing someone who possibly had something to do with the assassination of Kennedy, or had something to do with Oswald being framed for the assassination of Kennedy. Anyway, he follows this gentleman into a restaurant, and the minute he goes into that restaurant, some wacky shit starts going down. I mean, he nearly gets caught on fire by a waiter who drops a plate of some flaming hot food. But likely he's luckily, he's fast on his feet, and he's able to thwart that attack. But seconds later, as he's walking to a table, a chandelier almost falls on him. So I just love that scene, because in that particular scene, like I said, something or someone, or an unforeseen circumstances, or an unforeseen element of the past, recognizes that something in this picture doesn't belong, and as the spirit of the past, I want to try and fix it by killing the one thing that doesn't belong. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and the other thing I enjoyed was a quote that Al, played by a great actor, Chris Cooper, gave James Franco at some point before or during his foray into the past. He said that if you try to change the past, or if you try and mess with it, the past will, in kind, fuck with you for fucking with it. In another scene later on, when Jake is just walking around, thinking about, what he has to do while he's in the past and how he's going to do it, he walks to a phone booth and he attempts to call the younger version of his father. And when he does that, the lights in the phone booth begin to twitch, and the call, gets disconnected. So, then he hangs up the phone and he walks out of the phone booth. But minutes later, a car from out of nowhere comes racing in the frame and T-bones the phone booth, rolling over onto the road. When Jake sees that, he comes running over, and he sees that the woman had the woman that was driving the car, um, you know, has her, basically split her head open and is still awake but is near death. And the thing that she says, um, which was tremendously eerie to me, was, you shouldn't be here. As a matter of fact, that is actually repeated countless times, not only by her, but a weird gentleman that keeps popping up all over the place. So, that got me to think. That got me to thinking, what could this gentleman be? Could he be the physical, embodiment of the past? I call him the yellow paper man, because he has one of those '50s hats, but he has this weird paper sticky on the hat with some writing on it. So, I basically like to call him the yellow paper man, because he doesn't really have a name. He just pops up in various places during the episodes. As a matter of fact, the first time that Jake goes through the portal, he seems to be the only one that notices Jake do this. So I'm interested to see if somewhere eventually they do decide to explain what's the deal with that guy, or if they decide to flesh out his specific character at all, or if he's going to be a character like the observers were in JJ's other series, Fringe. Which, by the way, that gives me an opportunity to mention that this is a series produced by Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams. For those of you who do not know, I am a huge J.J. Abrams fan. I basically worship the ground that this guy walks on, and anything that he does, I will see, no matter what. No matter if it's crap, I will support him, because he is my favorite filmmaker working today, and his production company is my favorite production company, that is operating today. So there's that little tidbit that really isn't about the episode, but I thought I should mention that. Anyway, the only thing, in the episode that I found kind of weird is that while Al was trying to convince Jake that he had to go into the past, after that initial conversation, Jake didn't really end on good terms with his friend Al. So when he eventually came back to tell Al that he was that he decided to take on the responsibility of this little adventure, when he came back, he found Al in a chair, and that specific scene to me was just a little off, because it wasn't clear to me whether or not Al was dead or not. But the first time I saw the scene, I had to see it twice, because I just couldn't read between the lines, and I couldn't figure out if Al was dead or not. But if you watch the episode, if you continue to watch the episode, I mean, you can pretty much figure out that Al didn't die. He was just unconscious. But that particular scene really was confusing to me, and the first time that I saw it, I just didn't get it, and it didn't play with me. It didn't really. It was a really question mark scene for me. Um, all in all, the one more positive thing that I want to mention is that the show started off with a really chilling speech by this old guy who was apparently giving a report to a class that Jake was running. It looked like a night class for older people who are trying to get their GED. And the first time that I saw the episode, this particular scene was extremely well done and extremely well chilling, but it really looked out of place to me. It didn't make um, um, any sense. I'm like, okay, why are you starting here? And what's what connective fiber does this scene have to the rest of the episode? But like an idiot, who has no patience, that really wasn't answered until the very last frame of the first episode. Anyway, I thought that this first episode was a really, really well done first episode, and my grade for this first episode of 11/22/63. Uh, this episode entitled "The Rabbit Hole," I would have to give it an A. Like I said, I pretty much enjoyed the episode except for those two things that I mentioned on the negative side. I hope you guys enjoyed this different video from me, and let me know what you thought of this episode if you watched it. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like in the comments below. If you like what you see, please consider becoming a subscriber. I will be back next Tuesday reviewing the second episode of the series for you guys. Thank you for watching, and until next Tuesday, until next time, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.